What is going on, everybody? It is the Full Throttle Hog back to you on a Monday for MotoVlogger Monday. Tonight's stream is going to be a little bit different, and hopefully you guys all follow along. And if you are watching this on the replay, thank you for watching. If you're here live, hello, make sure you're participating in that side chat, and we'll get to questions and things like that. But it's going to be an interesting topic that I want to cover that I know I'm not the only one that struggles with it. I'm sure some of you struggle with it too, and that is just some creative blocks that you might have when you're dealing with creating videos and how to overcome those. I'm going to give you some tips and some tricks, and yeah, we'll get into it. As far as tonight's stream is going to go, we'll cover all those topics. You guys can let me know what your current struggles are, maybe some things that you've had in the past, and maybe some advice for those that are tuning in and how to overcome them. And we'll come up with some ideas. And later on in the show, I'm just going to post the link in the side chat for anybody that wants to jump on in and join us. We'll kind of have an open forum. With these MotoVlogger Mondays, obviously we're always trying to innovate and change and do things that you all enjoy, and I'm trying to narrow those types of things down. So that'll help me. You guys let me know if these streams are still something that you enjoy watching and that you want me to continue doing, because as long as you guys enjoy them, I will continue to make them. But yeah, that's what we got going on tonight. Before we even get started, I want to let you know right now that one, I'm extremely tired, and it's only Monday. So I've got to find a way to dig deep. I've been staring at this computer screen pretty much since early this morning. And because of that, I will let you know that we're going to kick it up a nickel on tonight's stream. And we're going to go with a hazy roller by Golden Road. And we're going to have ourselves an IPA because it's been one of those days. So hopefully you guys are having a good Monday and the start of your week. So let's crack into this, and then we'll kind of get into the subject at hand. If you are going to be interested in joining this stream and coming in a little bit later, just let me know in the side chat so I can kind of get a head count who's going to be there and maybe come up with some topics on the fly. But with that, big news this week. Like, I might be tired, but I am fired up. I'm not going to give away the farm here and let you know exactly what's going on, but I'm going to let you know I'm hoping you guys are excited about it when you see it, as I am to create it. But we have some big news coming this week. Make sure you guys have your bell notifications on so that when that video launches, I think you'll know. You guys are pretty smart, and girls are pretty smart. You'll know when it's the video that you should be watching, because I don't know, I'm fired up. I am fired up. So yeah, keep a lookout for the video coming out this week. Checking in with everybody that's joining us early. We have IA Hog Rider is here. The wife is here. Dad and Matt is here. Setzer Pendants is here. Let's see. Ozarks HD Riders is here. Sinister Clutch is here. Paul M is here. And Donovan and Leah Kadara. I hope I said that right. They are tuning in from Sacramento. So hello, and thank you for watching this live stream. So we're going to check back in with that side chat. It's just me. Obviously, I don't have a guest on the show right now, so sometimes things, get a little slower, I guess, because I got to make sure that I'm tuning in on everything, including the comments, and I don't have somebody to distract you all when I'm looking this way. So, elephant in the room right now, YouTube's not easy. That pretty much is going to be the common denominator that I want you guys to have, sink in, that YouTube is not an easy thing to do. And when you are putting yourself out there and you're creating this content for everybody to see, and you leave yourself vulnerable, and we've talked about it on these streams before, and maybe getting a little bit, I want to say, that when those negative comments come in, you just have to realize, YouTube is not easy on top of content creation and coming up with things that people are either enjoying watching or maybe taking some tips on how you can get better. It's just it's not for the faint of heart. And for all of you that are creating content right now, that you're out there, you're creating videos, then you're going back, you're editing by yourself probably, and you're in your own little dungeon trying to get things done. When you're at an event, you are filming and trying to produce the best possible content that you can, which kind of takes you away from the experience of being at that event. And you get done with that production and you throw it up online, and you're just crossing your fingers that that it sticks, that maybe it takes off, or gives your page some momentum. And the reason that I'm bringing all this up is it happens to everybody. I've been doing video production since 2001 was my first production. The wife can correct me. It was 2001. Was so 20 years, and it doesn't get any easier. Now, I haven't been doing YouTube for 20 years, but video production, you're constantly trying to look at your own work, and you might be happy with it, and then you throw it up there, and maybe there's some negative feedback, what have you. But the bottom line is, it's not an easy thing, and we all go through these struggles that you have to overcome, because content creation is something that you need to have a notepad with you, or use your phone and take notes. Anytime an idea comes into play, you need to be able to write that down and figure out a way to put it together. And we're going to get into a lot of those different things and struggles that happen. Some others that are just joining us in the side chat. Make sure everybody's here. Okay. Well, all the important people are watching live right now, so thank you. All right, so let's kind of go into the content creation and the types of creative struggles that you're running into. At least these are the things that I run into quite a bit, because we can take our bike, if we're talking about motovlogging, or we can go out for a motovlog. But a lot of the times it comes down to, are you going to come up with something new? Are you going to come up with something fresh? And I can't tell you how many times that I've created something, came back and conducted an edit on it, and that thing went right into the trash can. So it happens. You get done, you're like, hey, this is terrible, and I cannot post this. So you guys can let me know in the side chat, what are some of the things that you're struggling with, because it's not like we have all this expendable funds where you can go out and buy every new tech gadget out there, or every motorcycle piece out there, and then create a video out of it. It's just difficult. So you have to kind of overcome those creative roadblocks. Writers get roadblocks all the time when they're trying to write books, or it doesn't matter what type of writer you are, but you're going to run into those mental blocks. I've done it. I've sat down and I've thought, okay, what am I going to create today? And I might think I have a good idea, and I'm halfway through with it, and it turns out to be terrible because I haven't really thought it through, because you really need to have an action plan. So every single video that you make, you need to have an action plan. It will come together that much better if you can at least just bullet point how you're going to put that creation together. And when you get back to edit, keep that bullet point with you, so you know exactly how that flow is going to be. We've talked about it on these streams, and I've talked about it in videos before, where when you're creating this and you're taking somebody's time to watch it, you have to be mindful of that, which means we got to get rid of the fluff, right? And when you're coming into these content creation struggles and these mind blocks of creating something, you need to be able to make it exciting enough for the viewer to watch. So you guys can let me know what kind of struggles you are going with, and we can touch base on that. Let's see over here. By the way, it's extremely hot here today. So with the this is a good. We'll jump in right here. Sinister Clutch coming in is saying that he creates a list of topics, and that is a really good start. Create a list of topics, and then within those list of topics, you can have subcategories that will help you along the way and keep them stowed away, because you never know when you're going to revisit them. But you only can do so many things on your bike. You know, and motovlogging is great, but if you have nothing to discuss while you're motovlogging, you know, it to me, I struggle if I'm out there and I have nothing to talk about. And some people can do that. Don't get me wrong. There's some people that they can wing it, and it will come out like it was a mastermind production. But for the rest of us, less talented, you have to really come up with a game plan. And so coming up with those list of topics and then listing subcategories is extremely important for your content creation. I'm going to finally take a sip of this thing. So some of the things that we've discussed on these live streams and the videos that I put out are going to have to do with the exciting news that's coming out this week, by the way. So I want you to think about, let that sink in for just a minute. Almost everything that we've talked about, and me just trying to help people out and share some of my knowledge with you, is maybe going to come into play, is what I'll say. So yeah, it was extremely hot here. Touching base on what happened over the weekend. So we did on Saturday, we had a ride for a young girl here, a 21-year-old who has cancer. And the motorcycle community, as I've talked about before, came together in a quick amount of time and put together just a cool experience of meeting up, going for a ride, doing a ride by her house while she stood outside and saw the bikes. And then afterwards had an after party event where there was raffles and auctions and a live band and food. And this one day event in the outskirts of San Diego, we were able to raise $10,000 for the family. Because as you can imagine, the medical expenses and things like that, those things pile up. So once again, the motorcycle community came through. And I know that was kind of like a side tangent, but some of the things, I think Megan just made the comment about being sunburnt. And I also got sunburnt this past weekend as I was filming that event and trying to put something together nice for that family. So motorcycle community, tell you, it's one of the best out there. But okay, so different types of struggles, whether it be a motovlog topic that you're going to discuss, a product that you're going to show, because as I've said many times on here before, you are either entertaining somebody or you're teaching somebody on YouTube. That's pretty much the categories. You might be a great character piece and you're just somebody who vlogs and you've got a great personality, and that's why people are watching. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, right? You could be talking about ice cream. Well, if you're talking about ice cream, I'm going to probably watch, but you know what I mean? Like if you have built that character piece, you can pretty much talk about anything. If for some reason that's not you and you want to be more of the teacher, then you have to be able to teach something. Those are the types of things that you have to kind of dial in. You can do both. Don't get me wrong. You can do both. And let me see if I know I have some examples, but check in over here. So how do we get over those types of creative struggles, right? So that's what we're going to try to cover, and how you overcome those creative struggles you're having when you're trying to create some type of new content, especially if you're doing multiple videos a week. And here's some things that I've come up with that I think can help you out. One of them being that you need to learn in this, you're filming something and then you're editing something and then you're posting something, right? And out of all those, what you can do that will really maybe re-energize your creative thought process is let's just break it down one at a time. So let's say you're filming something. Do something different with your production at the time. So if you're filming on a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, challenge yourself to make that video at maybe 50 millimeter focal length, and say this entire video is going to be at 50 millimeters, which means you got to get creative on your positioning. You can also do it. I mean, you guys know how I like to do it. I mean, I have a lot of slow motion in my videos. So for me, when I want to get things going and start thinking differently, what I'll do is I'll say, okay, all my B-roll sequences are not going to have any slow motion. The entire thing will be filmed in 24 frames a second, no slow motion. And that gets me thinking creatively on how I'm going to make that production go. So that is something you can do with your production side. And you might be sitting down and trying to come up with, we've all been there, right? I can't be the only one that's sat down on the couch midweek and realized I've got nothing to post this week. I've got to go come up with something. You walk outside, you're looking around, you're like, yeah, that, we can, like, oh, I can film something in this tripod. No, that's garbage. So you come up with all these, you look around for all these different things, but you're sitting there, you're like, hey, I got to come up with some type of content. So try thinking about, on a production side, it'll get those creative juices flowing if you say, okay, I'm going to film this particular production a little bit different. That also is going to expand your ability to create, right? So it's subjective. So your art form is however you would like to create it. So if you start doing things that are, for me, I use a lot of 120 frames per second for my slow motion. This last production I did over the weekend, I didn't use a single clip of 120 frames per second. Everything was in 60 frames or lower, so that it's going to push me to create something different than I've done before. When it comes down to editing, if you're going to sit there and try to think of ideas, and maybe you're looking at other motovloggers and trying to, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can look at other motovloggers and see what they're talking about, and hopefully it's something that's of the latest buzz, or that's working with that algorithm that'll boost your numbers. But instead of doing that, I would challenge you to say, okay, why don't you learn something new with your editing program? No matter what your editing program might be. Like I said, I've been doing it for 20 years, and I probably still only use 60% of what the program can do. So you always can learn something new from your editing program, which in turn will get you excited and motivated to get out there and film something new in a different way. So maybe you've never tried speed ramping before, and you want to use some speed ramping in your upcoming video. Maybe you haven't done in-camera transitions. Well, instead of watching maybe another motovlogger's video, of course, obviously, unless it's one of mine, and then go ahead and do that. Learn how to do speed ramping. Learn how to do in-camera transitions, and it will help you get out there and say, hey, I'm just going to go take a ride, and my focus is going to be how I apply these new things that I just learned how to do. Is it going to be perfect right at Jump Street? No. Are you once again going to throw yourself out there? Yes, but it will get easier, and those creative juices will get flowing if you're constantly trying to teach yourself something new. So, where are you guys watching from today? Go ahead and leave it in the side chat. Even though I might know exactly where you're at, some people are new. They've not joined us before. So let them know where you guys are at, because half of the point here is to get you guys to be able to connect with one another, so that we all can maybe do a collaboration videos when we're in other people's areas. So make sure you guys are letting people know in the side chat where you're tuning in from. See if I can go check back in over here, and I guess I'll throw some of these up. The wife is watching from the other room. She says, hey all. Sets her pendants the same, what's up? Dad and Mad says good morning. So this is not, you're probably having a coffee, but here's to you. Cesar Pendants said he's got his notepad. It's not a bad idea. Whether it's in your phone, I mean, you can use the notes for your phone, or actually go, I dare call it old school, but having a notepad is a great idea. Let's see here. Sinister Clutch, we talked about him already. Dad and Mad might be good to pop in. That'd be awesome. Be great to have you come on. We'll open that up soon. I'll let you guys know when I'm going to drop that link, and that'll be open to everybody. Maybe you've never done a live stream before and you just want to pop in and say hello and kind of get that under your belt, because it is a little bit nerve-wracking. So Salty and Sprinkles is here. Stop light texting. Wow. That's a great point. I don't know if it was on here or if it was one of my friends that I was talking about. I swear I've seen more people texting at, I'm assuming you're talking about stoplights and people getting on their phones, because I've seen more of that than ever before. And it's almost more dangerous now than it was when texting was legal, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Two Wheels Down is in the house. Parker the Coyote is here. Thank you for stopping by. What else we got here? Yeah, Two Wheels Down. I like this one. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Paul M's got a good point I'm going to get to in just a second here. Paul M says, one cannot satisfy everyone's opinion. No matter how well one does, there will always be another with an opinion of what they want, which is a really, really solid statement. And I know I've talked about it here before, and I've either talked about it live or in other people's videos, that it doesn't matter who you are. You could be the top, whoever the top YouTuber is right now. I don't even know who that would be, but you could be that top person. They are going to have some type of negative comment, or somebody is going to put a thumbs down on that video because it just doesn't align with what they wanted. So don't try to please everybody. But I do challenge you, even though we're talking about these the creative struggles, I do challenge you to always try to make your best production. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. At one point in time, you need to say export and throw it up there, but at least throw something together that you're happy with, and that maybe you outdid your previous video, or at least on par. What you don't want to do is start taking steps backwards. You always want to try to progress forwards. But Paul M., great point. Parker the Coyote, he says, all the plebs are watching the premiere with Jess. LOL. JK, I like her, but this is important. Maybe I'm old. I don't get that. Not sure what that one meant. Sorry, just trying to catch up on the side chat here. So, Chassis is here. Chassis, thank you for coming by again in the house. Good to see you. If you missed the beginning, we are going to open up this this stream here in just a little bit for everybody to kind of come in, talk about maybe some struggles. I don't know, wherever it takes us, I'm totally okay with. This week, I didn't have a guest on. I had way too many things going on to get things prepped. So I do like doing this where I can just kind of have an open forum and get you guys on here. So we're going to be doing that. So Dad and Mad said time is a big thing for me. So another great point. When you're going through these creative struggles, the other thing you have to realize is that, do you have time to pull off that production that you have up here? And this is another thing that I come up with. I have a great idea that I want to do, but it's not. I currently do not operate with a Red camera, and there's a lot of different production designs where it's like, hey, I do not have a production team. Well, technically I do. I have the wife. Sorry, wife. Yeah, she's here. She's part of my production team. But other than that, I mean, there's some great ideas but it would either cost a lot of money or I need a lot more bodies to help make that happen. So the time, you have to make sure that you can fit that into your, work-life balance and get the production done, something that you're happy with. And that's why I go back to telling you that YouTube is not easy. And when you see all these people that are commenting, and maybe they give you a negative comment on a video, you have to realize chances are it's an account that doesn't have any subscribers or any followers or any videos like that, because they don't do what you do. You're already ahead of the game. And I don't remember who said it. It might have been on here or maybe another stream I was watching, where they talked about when people are hating on maybe a video, chances are they're probably jealous of what you did, because they don't have it in them to throw themselves out there like that. So all they can do is they can try to knock other people down. So don't let it discourage you. A lot of people joke about, hey, you're not doing it right unless you're getting some negative comments, because that means at least the algorithm is fishing your content out there to many different types of viewers. So, oh, the wife. So I have my window open here, and she's telling me that I should probably shut that so that the AC would work. That would make too much sense. So Sinister Clutch says that he's starting to get off the bike and be more personable. That is a huge, huge thing. I cannot emphasize that enough. And I get there's some people out there, and there's MotoVloggers out there that want to do the kind of the anonymous viewer point of view, and they're only going to show that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but get off the bike, show some more of the personality, and kind of where you're at. But if you are able to turn that camera on yourself and let us, the viewers, see you as a person and how your personality is and your character piece, it's really gonna help out your channel. It's going to, once you think about all your favorite YouTubers, okay, take all your favorite YouTubers, whoever they might be out there. It doesn't matter what they were to film and put out tomorrow. It literally probably could be them talking at an insurance seminar, but because they're your favorite character piece, you're still going to tune in and watch. So, because they built that up. And that's what you need to do. You need to make sure that you are making yourself a character piece. And I know it's hard. I get it. I get that it's hard, but you need to overcome that so that we, the viewers, get to know who you are. Whit Meza is here. Hello, Whit. Whit is getting ready, by the way, to do another Iron Butt Association challenge, which is 48 states in 10 days. Super excited. I know she just did a review of a new backpack. I didn't get a chance to see the entire thing, but I dug what I saw so far. I definitely want to watch the rest of that video. But yeah, 48 states. That's going to be an awesome production to watch. And yeah, Whit is she's amazing when it comes down to, if you're just following along, you haven't seen it yet, the reason that I had done the Saddle Sore 1000 was because of Whit. So you guys need to make sure you're checking her out if you haven't already. Whiskey Chaser 1, love that name. I have to check out your channel because that's a fantastic name. But thank you for coming by. Hello. 9 Mills on 2 Wheels. Here was watching her 2 Wheels. Oh, did she have something going on? I guess I should probably check that to make sure I'm not stepping on anybody else when they got other productions going on. But thank you for coming by and being here now. We're talking about the struggles. We are going to open up this live stream to get some others to come in here and talk to us. I have cracked a beer, and it's a hot day, and a cold beer sounds really good. Tony Sutherland says he's coming in from Michigan. Tony, tell us is it riding weather in Michigan yet? Are you guys able to get on the roads? Be curious. Let's see here. I think the wife said rude because of the production comment. Maybe, I don't know. I'm behind. I'm trying to get caught up here so I can at least At least we can get caught up. Let's see here. So here's a good point from Whiskey Chaser here. As experience is gained, time becomes less of a factor. As I learn how to edit and craft my style, it gets easier and easier, which is very, very true. You should, if you aren't already, it's a very, very good habit to get into. And it sounds maybe kind of nerdy, but you need to be timing yourself on how long your edits take from start to finish. That's from upload to export. That actually will help you in the long run. And as you develop, and it doesn't matter really in the beginning how long these productions are, you just need to time yourself on how much time each edit is actually taking, and that will help you out and pay dividends, because you can see you're going to learn more things. You're going to start using your hotkeys. You really want to get your editing down to where you're not looking at your keyboard ever, that you can just start making cuts, drop cuts, and just be on it, and be, once you get in that zone, you're good. But that is a great point. Almost caught up here, and then we'll keep going. Aussie Kiwi Man is in the house. Hello, thank you for coming by. He says, been raining here for 2 to 3 weeks no riding for us. That sucks. That's always a downer. However, so you got to get creative, right? So if you can't ride, I don't know if you do any type of photography, but that is the best time to get some of that photography is in the rain. Something to think about. You know, always try to start thinking outside the box if you are creating content, or if you like taking photos for the gram. The reflections from the road when it's raining. You know, I've been on a pretty big photography kick lately, as you can see from the last few posts that I put up there. But yeah, I've been actually wishing it would either be really, really overcast or raining here. And I don't think I've ever felt that way in San Diego. Dad and Madden, start timing your edits. It's crucial. And then for yourself, when you have something that's similar, you will start noticing, maybe it's a similar type, but it's just straight MotoVlog. And you can say, hey, a MotoVlog that's 8 minutes long takes me, an hour and 15 minutes to edit, from uploading footage to exporting the video ready for YouTube. And then you can start cutting into that time and make it faster and faster. And next thing you know, you're off to the races. Another good thing that surprisingly not a lot of people do, myself included, I have done it, is film more than one video in a day. You don't have to get it uploaded that day, but if you're worried about people thinking that you are wearing the same thing, then bring an extra shirt. Chances are people aren't going to pay it any mind. But think of 2 different things you want to talk about, film them both in the same day, and now you have 2 videos to edit. It will actually, again, save you some time in the long run, where you don't have to excuse yourself from the editing table to go out there and film another video. So keep that in mind. So Aussie Kiwi Man, this is a good question. Everybody, I'll give him what I'm using, and then you guys can list on the side, maybe give him, I guess I keep on saying the Kiwi Man. It's the Cowie Man. I don't know why. I apologize for that. So for me, I use Adobe Premiere Pro, and that's only because I've been using it for 20 years, and it's what I know and what I'm comfortable with, what I love. There are a lot of great programs out there, but for me, I've spent so much time learning that program that if I went to something else, I would feel like I cheated myself. But there are a lot of great programs out there, but that's what I use, Adobe Premiere Pro. There's also a ton of material on YouTube on how to use that program. So Paul M's gonna age himself a little bit. And Paul M says, I still remember computers before they had a mouse. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the majority of us on this live stream right now probably played Oregon Trail, if you know what I mean. Paul M, good point. Yes, the clouds soft. So when it's cloudy and overcast, you can get some of your best photos for the gram, by the way, because the clouds are going to act like a huge softbox, and the lighting is phenomenal. So the, getting into some more of, content creation and the struggles, you stay within your niche, right? Whatever your niche is, they always say to niche down unless you're going to try to be a channel that just kind of covers everything. That's a gutsy move, but if that's you and that's what you enjoy doing, then do that. Which leads me into, make content that you enjoy doing. And going back to, it's a tough topic because you want to give your audience what they want to see, because that's how it's going to help your view count. It's how it helps the crazy algorithm. But ultimately, make the videos that you enjoy doing, because this should all be for fun. As I've said before, as soon as this becomes not fun for me to do, I'm going to stop, and I'll have no problem stopping, because I enjoy making these videos. The POV photography segment, I mean, I don't know. I just was trying something new, and I enjoy making that type of video. Now, I'll probably, incorporate some more of the cinematic style that this channel is used to, and, maybe some more motorcycle in between stuff, but I really enjoy making that type of content. It's fun for me to do. It's kind of weird when I come back and edit and be like, wow, I didn't really say anything for 6 minutes and I was recording. That was kind of weird. Or some of the things that I say, I should really make an outtakes of what happens when I'm doing POV photography. But yeah, make sure you are making content that you enjoy, that you legitimately enjoy making, because if you start doing it for the wrong reasons, ultimately you're going to get burnt out and you're not going to like it anymore. And that sucks. So we want you guys to stay around. I want to keep seeing your guys' videos. So, Data Mad said that he started on iMovie for iPad, then iMovie for MacBook, and now Filmora and Wondershare. So he's got a plethora of information there on multiple different platforms. So Ozark's HD Writer says that he's using Power Director, and a lot of people use Power Director. I'm not that familiar with that program, but I know a lot of people are using it, and it's got a lot of awesome features. So something to check out. And I believe that Power Director, for the most part, is free. You guys can correct me on the side chat if it's not, but I believe it is a free software. Parker the Coyote, he says, damn, those hotkeys are, dare I say, key. Yeah, that is, I swear by using hotkeys in both video and photo editing, make your workflow a lot faster. Between hotkeys and organization of your files is probably the two steps that can save you the most time in your edit. Make sure you have really good organization of your files and have your hotkeys down. In the beginning, here's another pro tip for you. In the beginning, you should take your hotkey list, print it out, print it in color, and put it next to you. Find something to post up next to your monitor, right? So that you can see those hotkeys until you get those down. It'll help you. It'll pay dividends, I promise. Two Wheels Down says normally films 2 maybe 3 vlogs in a ride. That is awesome. That's crushing it right there. That's exactly what you need to do. DaVinci Resolve, another great program. I'm not familiar with it. It makes me a little bit biased because I have been using Adobe Premiere Pro for so long. I mean, I love to help people out, but when people ask me what they should get, if there's somebody that, I know is probably going to want some help or need some help, I'm more than happy to help them out. But if they're not using Adobe Premiere Pro, I'm like, oh, you're going to have to go to YouTube University for that, because I don't know. I mean, a lot of the concepts are the same, but how to get there is different. So, Two Wheels Down says, I use iMovie because I'm Canadian, so I'm kind of slow, eh? Okay. Aussie Cowie Man says, have used iMovie and slowly changing to DaVinci Resolve. Wow, lots of features here. There is. DaVinci Resolve, phenomenal program. Whiskey Chaser is going to age himself a little bit. He's asking, who remembers programming the turtle? Anybody? So Dad Mad, iMovie was great. For me, TW only changed because I need to sync and edit multiple cameras. Yeah. And that's, you know, I know Power Director also has that ability to sync multicam as well. If I'm not having fun, I don't film. I really do it for me. That's the proper attitude to have. You know, you can have the best of both worlds. You can create these videos for yourself, have fun doing it, and then just kind of see where the cards fall. Because ultimately, at the end, you're going to start seeing when people start doing, and it doesn't matter how big or popular they might be on either YouTube, or maybe not that they're not even a YouTuber. Maybe they're just a video editor. And I know a lot of video editors that I can see when they're getting burnt out. I can legitimately see in their work when they are doing things that they aren't excited to film. So make sure you're doing that. 2 goes down. When I get a new laptop, I'll switch to a better editing system. That's another thing that's key. And we can go over that in maybe future videos. We'll talk about that. But as we're getting caught up on some more of these comments, I'm going to go ahead and open up the live stream right now to anybody that wants to join. So if you are new to motovlogging, or you are new to live streaming, please come on in. There'll be multiple people, hopefully, that will come in and join us, so you won't feel uncomfortable. But we can go ahead and get that experience out of the way. Just plugging in my headset here. Get that experience out of the way, so maybe you get a little bit more comfortable with it. So I'm going to post the link in the side chat here, and anybody who wants to come in, please do so. And we will we honestly, as you come in, you get to change the category, whatever you want to discuss. It could be about new motorcycles coming about. It could be on anything. It's completely up to you. You will dictate that. And then the next person that comes in and joins us, they can switch the topic. But there it is, folks. It is in the side chat. Please feel free to jump on in here as I get caught up with the other comments here. All right, Parker the Coyote at Odyssey. Cowie Man. Dude, I get that. There are days when I know I have to film an outro, and I won't if I'm not in the mood. It shouldn't be a chore, 100%. Sinister Clutch says he uses Filmora. I'm not familiar with Filmora. I think I should probably say I'm not familiar with almost all of them, but only from what I've heard. But I'm not familiar really at all at Filmora. So, but let's see here. Oh, we got some people that are coming in. Let's go ahead and bring in 2 Wheels Down and Dad and Mad into the stream. Boys, what's going on?
How you doing?
I'm fantastic, yet still a little tired. So where is what is it? What programs are you guys using again? We're talking about programs right now, and then we'll have you switch it up.
I'm using iMovie again because right now I use a 2011 MacBook Pro. I spoke to you last time when you were on my live stream. I have to wait till I get back to work, unfortunately, because of COVID here in my country. I work as a bartender and I'm not allowed to work. So I have to make sure that I use my money wisely for things that are really needed. I'd love to get some new editing gear and some new equipment, but it'll come with time. So I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, I'm happy. Since the last time you were on the channel, I've grown about 150 subs. It's grown really rapidly. I just want to say hi again and thanks for coming on last time. And
yeah, good for you, man. That's awesome. You're crushing it.
Yeah.
So
I'm loving it.
What's going to be the outcome for you as far as getting back to work? Do you guys have an end in sight on when they're going to allow you to do that?
Looking like it's actually not getting very good right now because the variants that have come in, it was looking nice and bright, and then all of a sudden the variants dropped in and everyone's getting infected except for the people who have gotten injections. But my country's not as good as you guys in the States. You guys did shit well. You're like just ramming them out there. Even people at 16 years of age are getting them, and my country is being really slow and annoying, and still people in their 60s right now. So we got to wait. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hopefully it's soon. John, how are you, bud?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm hanging in there. My voice is a little hoarse, a little bit tired, but I'm drinking a beer, and it could be worse, right? So, which program are you with? Are you drinking a beer, John?
Yeah, I'm drinking a cider.
Nice.
It's like half 1 in the morning, so I'm all right.
Oh, okay. That's right. It's 1 in the morning, so it's drinking time for you. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Which editing program are you using?
I was using iMovie for a long time. Initially on the iPad, then on a 2015 MacBook. So similar to Two Wheels Down on the old MacBook. And the only reason I changed up from that was because I was kind of reaching the limits of what it could do. I felt I wanted to get more from it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
The main thing was the cameras, because as you know from when we chatted before, I've got sometimes 5 cameras going, and I need to be able to layer them up and sync them. Right, if I was doing it in iMovie, I'd have to sync 2 of them, save it as a video, sync another one. But once you've chopped it up, it gets too difficult. So I needed something where I could layer them all up. Yeah,
that's the problem. I want to put more special effects down, and I can't because you can only do like a certain amount before. If like let's say you've done some, and then you try to overlap or overlay over the top of that one, sometimes it'll disappear, and you'll have to start over again. And then you get really pissed, and you're like, you want to throw the laptop against the wall because you've been working for 3 hours on it.
Yeah.
Like,
no, absolutely, and that happens. I mean, especially if you start, and if you look at the Kodak, if you're using drones as well, if you use a Kodak of a drone and you're using 4K footage, that's going to drain some of your system resources to the point where as soon as your computer is getting choppy during the edit, not only is it frustrating, but you are, chances are you're going to make a cut in the wrong place, and it just becomes a nightmare. But we do have another guest coming in right now. We got Parker the Coyote is here.
What's up, guys?
Chaser. Wait a minute, we got a twofer.
Yep.
Yeah. Swami called us out the last time you were on his live. Thanks.
They're living in sin, unmarried and in the same place, not liking it. Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. So Parker and Whiskey Chaser, tell everybody a little bit that they may not know anything about you. So go ahead and introduce yourselves if you would, and let everybody know what you guys are all about.
So I am very brand new to motovlogging. So if I act like I know what I'm talking about, I really don't. I literally just started uploading videos last week. I currently have 5. I'm about to upload 1 tomorrow. But this guy's been doing it for 6 months now?
Like 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are from Texas. We moved here about 3 years ago to New York City, and we're just having fun riding around the city and out to Long Island, upstate New York, doing as much as we can with our bikes in this general vicinity. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I love it, bro. Cheers.
So you guys are from Texas and now you live in New York.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're from like the Austin Hill Country area.
Wow. So is riding in New York right now? Are you guys all good to go? Like, or is it still pretty chilly? What's going on there?
Yeah. We've been riding. We rode a couple days ago. It was fine. It's pretty solid now.
Sorry, I'm fucking with shit that I shouldn't be.
No, you're all good.
I was fixing the mic.
So I'm pretty sure they'll allow up to 6. You guys, I'm going to still be posting the link in the comment section if you guys want to come in and join. Pretty much anything is going to go right now. So, I mean, you guys have been, obviously just either getting into it. I mean, 6 months, you probably have a feel of the pains and sufferings that we all go through as in either vlogging or motovlogging. But being brand new, and you said you have 5 videos out right now?
I think tomorrow will be number 5. Yeah, and it's actually probably going to be the most funny one. So Swami, get ready.
The most fun. Okay. All right. So we got another one.
I pretty much just make a big fool of myself.
I'll check it out right away when it comes out. Don't worry.
Yeah,
did you like the green screen with the bats flying through the tunnel when I drove through it this weekend there, Parker?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I know it's cheesy as fuck, but I just figured out how to do green screen this week because I'm old and stupid. But
That was green screen? I thought it was.
they were real bats. They were
I was
real
like,
cartoon
what
bats.
the hell? I thought you were in Austin for a minute.
But I've never messed with the green screen, so tell me, how was it?
It was fun. I overdid it a bit. I think I made the video a little cheesy because I just did like so much of it, but I couldn't help it. It's like a new toy. I was like, oh, green screen this, green screen that. And it's just like a bunch of cheesy effects all over the place, people popping out of nowhere, goofy noises, and warp speed when you like rev on.
The warp speed.
How do you
Ludicrous
even, how do you even use that kind of stuff? Like, is there a place on your phone or your computer or your how do you use it?
If you go into iMovie, and I think it's the Kent Burns area, like the Kent Burns, when you do, then they'll be like, it'll say picture in picture, split screen or green screen. You press on green screen, and then there'll be like a little button that looks like an eraser for a pencil, and that way you can erase around the image you actually want to use, and then inlay the image onto your video. So like if you like want to do dancing or whatever like that, you do it like that, or whatever you want to put, like Garfield popping out the corner saying hello or whatever. So you just do it like that. It's easy. I just never thought of it. I didn't know it was on there, and I found it finally after having my fucking iMovie for I don't know how long. So I feel like, wow, I didn't know you could do that. I was like, cool.
That's
Yeah,
really
we did.
interesting.
We did one a few weeks ago, probably a couple of months ago now. I bought the green screen curtain that I'll just pull across the garage here, and we played a couple of old ride videos of mine, and me and my daughter Mad sat on this sofa and just watched the video through, and she got to comment on what she thought of my ride.
Which is one of my favorite videos. I'm telling you, if you guys haven't seen that video, it's freaking awesome. So I want to see, John, you got to let Mad know. I want to see more of that stuff. I really do. I enjoyed her critique.
Well, I was thinking, I don't know how I would do it, but I was thinking maybe I could ask other MotoVloggers if we could watch back one of their videos, and me and Mad could watch it back and do a green screen over the top of their video. That might be cool.
Oh, dude, absolutely, do it. And you can take anything of mine apart if you want.
Same here. It's free advertisement. I don't care.
There you go. No press is bad press.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
There you go. That's two for the list straight away.
That's not true.
I'm watching
Seth Dependence.
What's going on, man?
How are you?
my game at the same.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
All right.
How are things?
Oh, busy, man. Just, I mean, nothing I ain't telling any of y'all.
Hey, just do me a little bit of a favor. Either sit taller or move your camera down a little bit. I don't know if it's just me, but it's like you look like you're wearing a mask, and I'm sick of seeing people wearing masks.
Oh,
Dude.
you don't want to see me wear a mask? Hold on a second.
Well, he's in Texas, so they don't have to wear them anymore.
That's true. You know what?
Yeah.
And in Texas now, at the ball game, they're going to allow it open full occupancy in Texas because
Really?
Texas. Oh yeah,
That's crazy.
full occupancy at the game.
crazy.
So good for Texas.
We've just had the restrictions lifted a little bit this weekend, where you can meet 6 other people outdoors.
Could you imagine being that 7th friend that showed up and you're like, "Hey guys," they're like, "I'm sorry, we're full."
Yeah, so managed to actually see some friends this Easter weekend, which was nice.
How do we count as 2? That shouldn't be a thing.
We've gotten to the point in my country where you're allowed to go outside till 9:30 now. That's bad.
Wow.
9:30.
Yeah.
Well, because COVID becomes more contagious at 9:31, or what?
That's when the government send out their snipers.
Jeez. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
the whole rationale behind COVID is frustrating. I mean, I've always said I can play just about any game as long as I know the rules. So it's like,
I don't know what's going on with it.
I don't really get the rules, and they keep changing. It's frustrating.
You need to lower it.
Yeah, that when you're changing the goalpost weekly, that's when I start getting my BS meter starts going off a little bit. And like I have my own conspiracy theories, and I know a lot of people do, but I have, my biggest fear, and you'll kind of see where my head's at on it. But my biggest fear right now is that in the next couple years, we're going to have an actual, like, don't get me wrong. I know COVID exists. I know real. I know it's real. I know it's dangerous. Totally get that. I know people have lost their lives, and I'm sorry for that. But a actual pandemic like the plague that wiped out 28% or something ridiculous like that, or 28% fatality rate. What happens if that happens in the next few years and they come and say, hey, we have a pandemic? What is going to be our response to that?
Well, I think COVID showed us just how unprepared we really are. You know what I mean?
Good point.
Good point. It's, and like you said, I'm not taking away anything from anybody that has suffered from COVID, but you know, when something, you know, catastrophic comes along, we're dead in the water.
Yeah. Well, and what it's frustrating because they move those goalposts so many times that I'm fearful that when it does come down to something that they're like, hey, we have to lock down again, that people are going to say, yeah, last time you said it was going to be 2 weeks. Yeah. And look what happened. So, and there's going to be a lot of pushback, and, you know, I just want things to go back to normal. I know I'm with everybody else here, but I just want to go back to, you know, just seeing people without masks on. You know, selfishly, I want to go to places where I can film where people aren't wearing masks, because for some reason you're starting to see more and more of it now, even in videos. As you're watching YouTube, watching somebody with a mask has now become normal. It's just the new normal. You know, you're like, hey, all right, yeah, they're watching. Does anybody else watch a movie from, like, we'll even say a couple years ago? I think I was watching the movie Project X. I don't know if you guys seen that, where the kids throw the huge party at the, you know, they pretty much blow up an entire neighborhood or whatever. And I was watching that movie, and you see all these people, and they're like hanging out, and they're shoulder to shoulder and dancing around. And I literally caught myself being like, oh my gosh, that is like zero social distancing there. As if that's a thing. But
dude, there was a guy 3 weeks ago I was riding, and we were looking at each other's bikes and mentioning how we liked them and everything like that. At the end, he puts out his hand, shakes my hand, and like I like kind of got shook for a second. I was like, oh. And I shook his hand, and after that's like the first time I've touched someone that's not my wife in like 8 months, and it was like the weirdest. Fucking felt great though. It was like, whoa, shaking some dude's hand. You know, it was like really weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of fist bumps going around over here. Hey.
Yeah, I think I was fist bumping a long time, even before it was cool, to be honest with you. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody here. Because,
trendsetter.
I'm gonna drop out, guys, because I'm watching my hockey game.
Oh, typical Canadian.
Oh, Canadian.
I want to watch my friends, man. Thanks again, FTH. Setzer, Penance, I'll see you on Wednesday, bro.
See you on Wednesday, bud.
Nice to meet you, John, Dad, Mad, and Parker, and Chase. I know you guys. And have a good night.
Everybody.
All right, thanks for coming by, bud.
See you, Swami.
I was going to say, you asked in the chat about my cameras, right?
Yeah, the remote.
We had some issues. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. I was going to say, running that many cameras, I usually just press the buttons on all of them, and then if I've just got a couple going, if I've got two going, I'll put my hand over both cameras. We
kind of messed up there and didn't realize that we were on our webcam, and we had an actual camera that was plugged in, and I was like, why isn't it working? What's going on? Oh.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to do it.
Yeah, and are you talking about like syncing up cams and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so we have an actual camera. It's a really cool Sony that plugs into the computer, and you can live stream through it. But at some point it got disconnected, and so all you saw was the top of my head for like 2 minutes.
5 minutes.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I can't believe anybody would have camera issues during a live stream. I mean,
no way. No, that's unheard of.
So I mean, but so hey,
thank you for not kicking us off, though. I appreciate it.
No problem.
It took 2 heads to figure it out.
Setzer, what's the whole deal? You guys are meeting up on Friday? What's going on?
Who? Swami?
Down? Yeah.
Wednesday. Yeah, he's gonna do a live stream on. I think me and Salty are gonna be on the show.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, how are you guys pulling this off? Are you guys gonna go see each other? I was like, man, I'm behind here. I will tell you, and for everybody that's still either in the side chat or watching this live, I have to re-emphasize on the fact that something big's coming, and I'm really excited for this community and the people that have been part of these live streams the most, because hopefully you guys are just as excited about it. And I wish I could tell you more, but I really can't at this moment. But just look out for it. I'm excited to see what you guys. You'll know when you see it. But it involves. Let's put it this way: it involves pretty much everybody here. So everybody that's in the side chat, I'd probably say plus or minus maybe 30 heads or so that kind of tune out from time to time. It's going to be for everybody.
Cool.
So be very interesting.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Also, I want to congratulate you on being so close to 1,000. Just saying.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we are getting really, really close. The first milestone of YouTube. The first 1,000 is the worst, and then after that, it's
I feel like it's the second milestone though, because the first milestone is that 100, where you get that URL.
Yeah.
And you feel good about that URL.
I feel better about the URL than I got that, and I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm still sitting here pretty
But
at
that-
51, and I'm happy.
But
So,
that 1,000 though, when you get that 1,000, I'm waiting for that moment, man.
that's gonna be awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Congrats.
oh,
You're
thank
right
you.
there. Right there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I remember on my other channel when we first, it was the same kind of thing, but except for it took it was a little bit more than that. I think it was 18 months to hit 1,000 on my other channel.
Yeah,
But as
that's
soon
right.
as
You rebranded, didn't you?
No, I didn't rebrand. I have multiple channels. So
Okay.
I didn't want to rebrand because I wanted to keep that content separate from this one. And I didn't want those followers to be like, hey, dude, I subscribe to you for this type of content, and now you show me motorcycles, and they're not into that type of thing. So I literally started from scratch all over again. And the biggest thing right now, and I've said it so many times, the biggest thing I'm excited for is to be able to go live from my mobile device at events. So when I'm, coming up shortly, I'm going to be at the K River. I'd love to be, live at the K River. I would love to be live at Sturgis, and we'll be there by that point, so I can do that. But that's what my biggest thing has been. Or like Arizona Bike Week, a lot of people, or last year's Sturgis, they weren't able to go, but to see the event from a live stream, that's just what I want to be able to bring. So, I mean, the monetization thing, I learned years ago. You got to be about 100 to 150,000 subscribers before, you're getting anything that you're
Anything positive, anything at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of people think AdSense is not where the money's at all. So a lot of people get excited to hit that 1,000 so they can monetize their channel and use AdSense. But AdSense is really pennies on the dollar compared to, when you have that kind of a following. What my conspiracy theory is, again, this is just me, is that YouTube does not push your content until you are actually monetized. Because when you are monetized and you have those advertisements, they want to push that out to more viewers and multiple different categories, because let's make no joke about it, they're getting paid by running those advertisements. You're getting paid cents, they're getting paid dollars for sure every view. So once you hit that 1,000 on my other channel, as soon as I hit that 1,000, I think I hit 5,000 within, I want to say 6 months. So it was 18 months to get to my first 1,000, and then I was at 5,000 in 6 months after that. So just things to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
But Park of the Coyote, I appreciate it. I'm excited to get hit that milestone for sure.
I'm excited for you, man.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
I've got a question for you.
Yes.
You're talking about how you started a new channel. There's other channels out there that have switched their content up. Were you
Two Wheels
tempted
Down
at all?
was one of them.
What? Can you say that again, John? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Were you tempted at all to just switch it on that channel and just say, hey, this is me now, and just keep those subs? Or
No, only because the other one is an actual business. So that was the other thing that kept me. I had made that a business in 2017, and so I didn't want to interfere with that content, that channel, that business, and, you know, running into any type of legal issues. And I know that I've followed people that maybe were in, let's just say I followed other motorcycle channels that ended up being like bodybuilding channels over time. And I immediately lost interest, and I was really turned off by it. And I was almost personally offended that somebody who I'd followed along all of a sudden was like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. By the way, here, I'm into bodybuilding and take it or leave it. So I didn't want to go down that road. So it didn't even cross my mind personally.
No, fair enough. Yeah. I think some people I think certain people might be able to get away with it if it's more about the personality than car, like a specific brand of car or motorcycle. If you're watching the person, then maybe you could get away with it a bit more. But if it's geared towards a certain audience, like you say again, you know, towards car enthusiasts rather than motorcycle enthusiasts, then it might be more difficult. And it's not something I would, you know, it's not for myself that I was asking. I was just curious, you know, because you see other people, they'll just switch up their channel, and I just wondered if it was a thought that even came to your mind.
Oh yeah, no, I'd love to come. I would have loved to come on here with, you know, all my subscribers and be able to be monetized right away. It would have been appealing to me to just change the name and change the brand and change the logo. But I have a feeling that it would, you know, your view count would get crushed by the algorithm standpoint, because even the people that don't subscribe to you, you know, they're going to get fished all that content that you're now creating that's completely different, and it kind of just confuses the algorithm altogether. So, you know, yeah, me personally, I didn't want to do it. Because of the legality purposes, I don't like getting sued. But for the sheer fact that I've been on the receiving end of creating that, and I knew that this channel, I learned a lot from the other channel. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I cut my teeth learning how not to do things. And I remember when that channel hit 1,000 subscribers, and I pretty much said that, hey, I've arrived. I can start advertising. I'm going to be making some money. And that's not what happened. It wasn't until affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is 100% where it's at. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing, and I can see why people do it. Don't get me wrong. That we've just talked about it. The first 1,000 is a milestone that, you know, you want to hit. It's almost like turning 25. All right, turning 21 is great, but you can't rent a car at 21. You got to be 25.
Hey, I am so excited! I can now rent a car.
You know, that's what it feels like to me. I finally no, that's exactly right. You have to get rid of all that to now all of a sudden be like, hey, I feel like an adult now. You know, so, but we're almost there. We got a lot of good things coming in, you know, coming up. You know, I definitely still would like to keep pushing out the same type of content. And I definitely will. I enjoy doing the cinematic content more than anything. I mean, that's just my bread and butter. But I would like to, you know, kind of pump up the volume a little bit. I've been doing a lot of different projects, and you know, you got to pay the bills. So, you know, I've got to be doing multiple edits with multiple different things. And, you know, I would really like to slow that down a little bit so that I can pump out, you know, let's say my goal is going to be 3 videos a week. So
wow,
that's where I'm going to be at.
Yeah.
That's ambitious. Honestly,
yeah.
Especially as a newbie
lot.
for me. I'm struggling to, I mean, I put out literally 4 videos in 1 week just because I had this excess of footage that I needed to get rid of. And honestly, the one that's for tomorrow is footage that I had back in November. So, I mean, to be able to crank out 3 full-length videos a week, that's awesome. It's incredibly impressive.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'm going to get a lot more gray hairs, I'm sure. But you know, and there's people that have done it. They've done they do that challenge. They do 1 video a day for 30 days. I don't know if I could keep up that type of a flow, but people that try to put out, you know, even 5 videos a week, there's people that joke and say, hey, without a doctor's subscription to that, prescription to that, you should not even try it, because I mean, it is a lot that will consume your life.
So I actually did that. I had a gaming channel, and I also had a full-time job where I was working 50 hours a week. And I was literally here on the subway uploading videos with like I had my laptop and I'm like trying to go between subway stations to upload my video because I was like committed to this. Like if I can do 30 videos in 30 days, that was going to be it. You know, it was hard. It was so hard.
I couldn't even think that I could do so. My hat's off to you for even doing that, because I also think that no matter what anybody says, I mean, we all care about, your people that are actually watching your content. It takes a lot of work. And like I was saying in the beginning of this stream, YouTube's not easy, and you put in your work, and you should take pride in your work. And if anybody literally throws up videos like, oh, I really don't care how many hits it gets. It might get like, 10 views, might get 10,000. I don't really care. I think they're lying, because if you're putting any type of effort into your production, you do care that people are seeing that, hey, you took you roll the dice. It's like going to the casino and hoping that you lose. I mean, you're hoping that it catches fire, and you're hoping that people like it and they enjoy it, and that there's multiple people that watch it. So, I mean, I couldn't even imagine. I'm getting heartburn thinking about doing one video a day.
But it's like what you said with the casino thing, like it's a good story to tell. So like, yeah, like that gaming channel never took off, and it never will. But I still have the opportunity to say I made a video a day for 30 days. I struggled. I learned a lot. I did what I did.
I definitely can attest to that. He did struggle.
And it actually culminated into the channel now where I'm so much more knowledgeable of what I'm trying to do. And I'm so much more in touch with myself and my brand and my lifestyle and what I'm trying to do to make all of this happen. So
just remember, you got to get 100 videos out of the way. 100 videos out of the way before you even think about changing anything. Get your first 100 done, and then you can go and reevaluate what you can do. So we have excited Whit Meza.
Hey, I know you. What's up, Whit?
How are you?
Hello.
Good. I just put the kiddos down, so hopefully they don't hear me talking down here. But
okay, we'll keep it real
You're
quiet, real quiet like that.
If I have to go, that's the reason for it. But
this is the first I've been on a live stream with Whit. I'm so happy.
I know. We're always in the chat together.
Yeah, the Badgers is here. What's up, buddy? How are you?
What's going on, guys? How's everybody tonight?
We're fantastic.
Hello.
Hello. What a good crowd.
Yeah, so I know. I'm pretty excited. I honestly didn't know exactly how this was going to be. I was like, hey, I don't have a guest on. I didn't have time to put something together for everything. I was like, okay, let me cover a couple of different things, and then we'll just see where this road takes us. So excited for you guys to be joining on today. Whit, can we talk real quick about your preparation and everything about your trip?
Yes, I want to hear about this so bad.
Oh, yeah. I haven't even done a video for it yet because I'm still finalizing the actual bike, which is to be determined. But let's just say it'll be epic if it actually works out or not. So fingers crossed.
So
that's all I can say.
Your goal date for takeoff is when again?
End of June.
End of June.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and I'm assuming that the things that we're seeing that you're posting right now is all for this trip, right? So this bag and.
Pretty much. Well, yeah, and it's more for just the year too.
Well, yeah,
I'm flying down to Hawaii very shortly here, and so that was my carry-on because I need to bring all my equipment with me, and so I started to kind of invest into certain pieces like that. So
awesome. It's so funny because shortly, I think it was the last live stream, somebody was asking, when do you want, what should you invest into your actual channel before it's actually making money? And we got done with that stream, and I was talking with the wife about it, and she made a very, very good point, which was, you should be okay investing in some gear if you're going to use it for something other than just your channel. Make sure it's not going to be specific to that type of thing. So as long as you're buying stuff that's practical to use outside of this, then I think that you can justify making that purchase. And I was like, man, that's a good point. I should have brought that up. But
it was a tax write-off for me because I'm a photographer. So it was like, yep, this is what I'm getting for.
Love it.
So is Hawaii going to be work or fun or both?
Both. Yep.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we'll definitely be following on with that. The Badgers, what is up, buddy? What's going on with you?
Hi, guys. How's everybody tonight?
Doing really great.
Now,
Thank you.
We're
My
just
beer-
working on the world record poker run every day in, day out.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about that, especially if anybody's watching this on the replay or in the side chat that are not familiar with it. Tell us a little bit about it.
So the world record poker run. The current world record is 3,123 miles. It's held in the UK. So we've decided to break it. We're going to leave Florida July 30th, and we'll end in Sturgis on August 6th. We'll go a little over 3,200 miles. And Guinness kind of changed the rules on us, so they're going to count how many ride along with the mileage, whereas before it was just mileage. So 2 people could hop on a bike and set a world record. So now they have a minimum of 7, and so far we've got about 60 going. So we're hoping for a couple hundred when it's all said and done. Registration doesn't end until the end of May.
Are you going to be riding through New York City?
I mean, we might ride with you for a second.
We will not. We're kind of going the other way.
Too
So
bad.
we're going to Georgia, then to Little Rock, to Eureka Springs, to Amarillo, to Durango, $1 Million Highway, up to Golden, then down to Cheyenne, and then into Sturgis.
That's cool.
Awesome, man. That sounds
That sounds like so
great.
much fun.
So
And
Floridians
how
know
many
how to
people
do
are you
it.
expecting? Are you expecting for this
we're
ride?
expecting a couple of hundred, and then we're doing moto meetups along the way. So far for our card polls, we're having moto meetups because we have the Henri ones. We have a bunch of influencers going that have YouTube channels and Facebook and all that. So we're like, all right. So a lot of people are like, I can't make the whole run, but I'd like to run from, let's say, Little Rock to Eureka with you. So they'll probably meet up, ride with us to Eureka, and then peel off. But we wanted it to be where everybody could get involved. So that way, if they can't make the run, they can come down, raise some money for our charity, and participate.
That's awesome, dude. Actually, you know what? I'm starting to think that maybe we might need to rent some bikes down south. We actually are from Texas, so
Yes, come on down. Everybody keeps calling it the world's longest party. So we're going to party for 8 days and end up in Sturgis.
Man, that's going to be, by the time you get there, it's one hell of a hangover. I can tell you that,
Well,
right?
yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing that I've told everybody in this, because there's a lot of people that are super excited to go and they're all like, I'm in. And then I'm like, all right, I know you've probably ridden 450 miles in a day, but have you done it 8 days straight?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's essentially what it kind of equates out to is 450 miles, 8 days straight. So, you know, that's a ride.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know that I'll be in Sturgis. I'm not going to be participating in that, unfortunately, but I get into Sturgis on the 4th, and we will be there throughout the entire event. So we'll be there. So hopefully we can all meet up. I know Whit. I know that we've talked, and you and the hubby should be there.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's
All
the
right.
plan, hopefully. Yep.
Cool.
Just
Yeah.
gotta
It's gonna
arrange kiddos, but yeah.
Well, there is a lady, Bells Rides, who has a YouTube channel. She is having a Back the Blue ride on the 8th in Sturgis.
in Sturgis,
So that-
really. Okay.
Yes. So look up Bells Rides.
Yeah, I follow Bells.
Okay, so we're going to be riding in that, and we're also going to do a live stream after it to kind of get everybody that rode's kind of feelings and opinions, and so it should be a really good time as well.
Very cool. So I mean, so that's 450 miles a day, quite a bit. So I have to jump back real quick, and I'm sorry, I have to ask Whit, how many miles a day is the 48 states in 10 days? Just out of curiosity.
Average, a little closer to 900. It's about
Holy
something.
crap.
That's insane.
No, thank you.
For
I love
9
you,
days.
but my V-Star will not do that.
For 9 days straight, but then you technically can do it in 10, but I just kind of arranged it to be done in 9. So the first day I'll pretty much be in Iron Butt just to get me through most of the east side of the coast. So
That is
crazy.
wild.
Crazy.
If that ain't sexy, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Right.
And I will tell you, like, I know that Badgers were just saying that they're going to be doing $1 Million Highway. I have not done the $1 Million Highway, and that's one that I really want to do. I've heard nothing but good things between that. I've done Beartooth Pass, and I'll tell you, I've had people say that $1 Million Highway competes with Beartooth Pass. So I
heard the opposite. I heard the opposite. Like they loved Beartooth.
At the risk of sounding ignorant. Sorry, what? Go ahead.
Okay.
I was gonna say, at the risk of sounding ignorant, what are those? I'm so sorry.
I wish I was witty enough to think of something to pull your leg on. I mean, last week I got played on my own live stream, so I was about ready to pull something off, but I can't do it. No, so those are roadways. So Beartooth Pass is in Montana. It's from Cody, Wyoming, up through Montana into Yellowstone. Is pretty much you go through Red Lodge, Montana, and come back down. It's an unbelievable. Every single turn you make, you think it can't get any prettier, and every single turn you're like, okay, I was wrong, and then you move on to the next one. You're like, okay, it just keeps getting better every turn. It's amazing.
And then there's snow.
Yeah, and there's snow at the top, and there's a place at the top. It's called Top of the World Store, and that's where everybody just kind of stops, and it's breathtaking. And then you work your way back down the hill. And actually, I have a video covering it from last year's Sturgis. I think it's episode 2 of our Sturgis run. We actually leave from Cody and go all the way up through it. And it is, man, we're not doing it this year, but I would do that again in a second. Put it on the list.
That sounds awesome. That
sounds
so cool.
So John, let me jump into you real quick, John. What is your longest recorded ride that you can tell us that you've done?
I'm not sure. Maybe 500 miles in a day. 500,
maybe. Okay.
Yeah, which in the UK gets you pretty far.
Right. That was my point. Was that I guess you can, you have to kind of break that down for, everybody on. That's a good distance.
Yeah. As you know, and Whit might have caught this. I'm looking at. Hopefully, I've got a month off in July, so hopefully, I'm going to ride up to Scotland, round Loch Ness, and then back down in a day. That'll be over 1,000 miles. That'll be pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about for the IBA, and the fact that he get on his certificate, it's going to say that he went to Loch Ness. I'm so jealous. How rad is that?
I still need to do a bit of research. Yeah. I still need to do a bit of research, but it'll be on my own. Obviously, Mad's at 8 years old. She's not up for riding 1,000 miles in the passenger seat. So that'll be a solo ride for me. But I want to hear more about this UK record that you're about to break. How much do you know about the UK attempt? Like, how long ago was it? And do you know?
I believe it was 2016 that it was set. And it's got the gentleman's name that said it on there. I don't remember it. So it was 3,123 miles.
Wow. He must have just done laps around the UK to do that.
Yeah. And since there was no requirement of people, they're pretty vague on it. So when I went and requested, you got to put an app in. If any of you guys have ever went to do a world record, you think you just do a world record, right? No, there's a whole process. You have to put an app in. The app has to be approved. Then they have to give you all of your standards to go by. And it's just a kind of a crazy thing. I had no idea last August what it took to actually set a world record. That was just kind of all part of it. So they're like, well, we don't want to do that anymore. We want you to have at least 7 riders, and then we'll count how many riders you have. And of course, they all have to finish. And so it kind of switched on us midway. But
gotcha.
Wow.
Yeah. There's got to be a world record that you can break with.
Maybe.
That's you got it. I think that it's. What else can you possibly? There's got to be something that you're either very close to and you can put yourself over the edge. We need to grab. Do you remember when you were a kid and they had the world? They probably still have them. The world record book. It was like this big, and you just go through it. And I'm gonna find something for you, Whit. as a thank you for the iron.
Yeah.
Sorry, wait, I've just stitched you up live on YouTube.
So
No,
that's
go for it.
probably one of the neatest things of our world record is we've had so many people come out and go, I remember seeing this in the book when I was a kid, and I've always wanted to be a part of a world record. And so this way, anybody that comes and runs it gets to be part of a world record. So what's better than setting a world record on a motorcycle? So,
Oh yes, to bring it home, like with Bring It Home. I mean,
Right.
Bring It Home. Everybody, just to be a part of that and say that you were a part of the breaking the world record is pretty cool. Doesn't matter which one of the several thousand people you are, they needed you to be there in order to set that marker, right? So, I mean, that's pretty awesome. I'd be in for sure.
Well, I think that you get your name in the book pretty much if you're a part of it.
Yeah, if you're a participant,
If you signed up
I
for
believe that's a thing.
I think that's the way that it works. This year's a little different too. So we requested an official, which, by the way, if you guys have never done that, it's $12,000 for that official.
Holy shit.
We requested
What?
one. Yeah.
What if you don't break it?
Ooh, my heart
You
just
spent
did some
$12,000 for
palpitations.
nothing.
Oh
So
my!
we requested one, and they are still locked down in the UK. And so they're like, we don't know whether we'll send you one or not. Here's everything you need to record and how you need to record it. So we wanted the official so that when we land in Sturgis, they could go, here's your record. Whether we'll get that or not, we don't know.
Do you know how mad I would be if I spent $12,000 and then I didn't break the record? And they're like, yeah, well, thanks for the $12,000. You know what kind of camera equipment you could buy with $12,000?
That's
Or
like
a
3
bike?
motorcycles.
Bro, that's like half of a brand new 21 Harley.
I'll be honest, what we've really struggled with, so the way this World Record Poker Run is set up is once all the expenses are covered for the World Record Poker Run, everything else goes to charity. So we've chosen Biker Down out of Colorado. So what they do is if you go down or a family member or someone dies, whatever, they step in and they help. Whether that's, guiding you, they have a fundraiser, kind of like a GoFundMe, except they don't charge any fees. And I also know, like for us, we won't allow GoFundMes on our Facebook because I have no way to verify they're legitimate. With this, I know she's already vetted them and it's legit, so I can start sharing it. So my thought is $12,000's a lot to go to a charity.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the whole thing. I mean, especially when you get involved in any of that stuff, anybody's done anything for charity, or you really have to. You saying vetting is probably the most important thing and it should be the same thing when you're looking at product that you recommend or doing something. I mean, you really are throwing yourself out there if you have not vetted that organization, because it's a dangerous game that you're playing. If for some reason they get caught up, even if it has nothing to do with you, but you get caught up in the mix just by promoting it. And there's a lot of great organizations, out there, and it's really easy pretty much to vet them or at least verify it when you're talking about that stuff. But to do it blindly is a dangerous game. And then also, I mean, for some of the bigger names and as you start getting, growth on your channels, companies start reaching out to you out of the woodwork to be like, hey, we want to give you this product so you can go ahead and do a review on it. And what's really funny, I mean, if you don't have your contracts kind of in place that says that it gives you the ability to say whatever you want to say with no repercussion from them or their product, that you're going to give an honest review, they will pull back their offer. And a lot of people that don't know any better, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be sponsored by this product and I'm going to talk about it. But they want it to where you're going to say nothing but positive things. And they'll give you usually like a fluff correction that you can do. And you got to be very, very careful about that game, because then you start recommending a product that people are going to watch your video that trust you. And then they're going to go experience that product. And it's going to be, all intents and purposes, either a piece of crap. And it really takes away your credibility. You only get one shot at that credibility. So same kind of thing with the organization. I know I kind of just went on a tangent, but
No, that's 100%. We don't do those type of things. So if a company reaches out and says, hey, we want to send you a product, our sponsors aren't product sponsors. So our sponsors are all business sponsors. So we
Right.
have like medical insurance company, we have motorcycle insurance companies, we have motorcycle attorneys. Those are what sponsor us, but that's something everybody needs versus a product.
Sure.
And then they can investigate that once I've kind of turned them on to it. So,
Yep.
It's really awesome. It's really awesome, man.
Yeah,
That
that's
sounds really
gonna be cool. So I'm sure there's gonna be multiple people covering that in their own realm of the motovlogging industry and just content creators in general. But do you actually have a specific production company that's covering that as well?
So no, we've been asked that a considerable amount of times. We've had a few people that like, I really want to go. I really want to do it. We have not went that route. We do have a ton of YouTubers going. So my thought is, let them get all the exposure. I'll send them to every one of those channels. When we originally created Support Bikers, which is where this all came from, we have basically a board with Support Bikers, and it's pretty much all motovloggers.
Wow.
So the whole idea was for people to be able to support people. Baggers and Brews, who has been on your show, they're part of the Support Bikers crew. So is John Maxwell and Blacktop Devil, and so all of these YouTube creators. So the whole point is for us to all help each other and support each other's channels. And Support Bikers was created for that specific reason. Was how do we get people to support other biker-owned businesses, motovloggers, and bikers?
Oh, that's awesome. That's good stuff. Yes, that's always been that's my biggest push for even doing these things right here is just getting people together. And I'm so excited to see people that have not met before, maybe here. I mean, I met Wit on another live stream, and then had her on a guest on this show. And next thing you know, I took off on a long motorcycle ride the next day. But those are the types of things that I wanted to create by getting people together. And I know a lot of people do it. I didn't invent the wheel here. I just want to help that, push that wheel along and get people just together. Because I think I've always preached that it should never be looked at as a competition, but more of a colleague, because that's exactly how the algorithm works.
Yep.
Everybody here does the same video. We actually help each other. We don't hurt each other. So
yeah,
that's pretty much what it comes down to.
And there's plenty to go around. I've been in the business world for a long time, and what I see is a lot of businesses that do the same thing. They literally think they compete. The truth of the matter is there's plenty of business for everybody. When you start that whole competition thing, it kind of gets ugly, and usually both of you lose.
Yeah, absolutely. So real quick, because I'm Whiskey Chaser, I'm trying to find you. So is that your channel name, Whiskey Chaser?
Yeah. Whiskey Chaser, YouTube, Whiskey Chaser.
What's
Instagram,
what's the logo?
It's a sprocket with the Whiskey Chaser through the middle of it.
Okay, let me try that again. Gotcha.
My buddy Steven designed it. He's a graphic designer. Awesome guy. I've known him since we were both like 18. So it was nice to do it.
And then, so Whit, tell me what are you still planning between now and then, trying to create the same amount of content that you are right now? As far as, I mean, it's got to start getting difficult preparing for all this stuff and then pushing out content. I can only imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to share my couple weeks in Hawaii. I'm going to have those as motovlogs because I haven't done any officially yet this riding season, or this year, I should say. But then, yeah, I'm just going to be gearing up for the ride, and then everything else after that will be 48 and 10.
Girl, I cannot wait to see your Hawaii vacation photos. I'm so excited.
I know. And when it gets warmer, and I'm sure one of the things that I'm seeing a big push for is this moto camping.
Mm-hmm.
It is becoming something pretty big, actually being able to do the moto camping on your bike, and just seeing how people, put that together. So I'm just food for thought there. I mean, our projects in the future coming up.
Yeah, there's an island up here in Wisconsin that I have to take a ferry to, and you can only do, I think you can take, because the rustic road is up there too. I have to ride that ride, but then you have to take another ferry to get to an island that there's no motorized vehicles, and that's where I plan on doing some backpack camping and taking my bike up that way. But I'm not fully into that. I mean, I'm going to do it for Babes Ride Out, but for the most part, I like car camping. And
I didn't realize you were in Wisconsin. I got to change my hat here.
Oh, yes. Even though I'm sporting a Texas shirt.
Give me a second.
Oh, no. You know what's so funny?
There better be a cheesehead being popped out right now.
There's probably going to.
I don't actually have a cheese head here.
But what I was going to go for.
Wasn't that the home of the Badgers?
Like, dude, yeah.
This is all coming full circle tonight. It's awesome.
Yeah, Parker the Coyote is going to come back down right now with a Vikings jersey on. You watch.
You're not even prepared. You're not even prepared for what's about to happen.
Uh-oh.
You don't even know, sucker.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Oh, yeah.
That is fantastic.
That is awesome.
So you guys really, I'm not a psychologist, but you guys really got some struggles going on here. You're from Texas, you live in New York, and you're Packer fans from Wisconsin. I mean,
yeah, we got some problems.
Yes, we do have identity issues.
Yeah.
My first name is Morgan, and yet I go by Parker, so yes.
All right. Just saying. No, good at you. I don't even, in San Diego, we don't even have a team anymore. So, I mean, it is what it is.
I grew up in San Diego. I was my mom knew Junior Seau. She sold him like 4 cars.
So this is really crazy. Did you just say that you grew up in I just made fun of you for all that other stuff, and now you just threw in that you grew up in San Diego?
Yep, grew up in San Diego.
Was
raised in Rancho Bernardo. My great aunt still lives in Poway, and so I went to Ramona High School.
Do you want to hear some of the this is for everybody watching, everybody live right now. Do you want to hear some of the trippiest things that you'll ever hear right now on how small this world is?
Oh man.
I grew up in Rancho Bernardo and graduated Rancho Bernardo High in 1998.
No.
I went to Rancho Bernardo Middle School. I did not go to the high school, though. I went to Rancho Bernardo.
Yep. I went to the middle school as well, right next to the high school. Yeah, I was a Bronco.
Right next to the middle school, yeah.
That's so crazy.
Crazy small world, because for those that don't know, I mean, I understand San Diego is a big place, but Rancho Bernardo is like a sub community of San Diego in North County. My parents still live in Rancho Bernardo. So kind of crazy. What year did you graduate?
2004.
Okay. All right. So we're done talking to you.
I don't even want to tell you how old.
But my aunt, she lives on Crusta Court in just on the cusp of like Rancho Bernardo and Poway, and she's lived there for 60 something years. My uncle was he was part of the Navy. He was a colonel, and he worked out in the base out there for I think it was 43 years or something like that. So
wow, trip out. Yeah, small world.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. Crazy.
All I can think about is Anchorman. That's all I can think about is Anchorman. Whenever you say San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego.
John, I want to know why you're repping the "Don't Mess with Texas" koozie right now. Like, where does that come from?
Because you don't mess with Texas.
I know, but where'd you get that from? What is your tie with Texas?
That was a gift from my friend Knuckles from Knuckles TV. He's got a Road Glide. He's got a YouTube channel. So yeah, he sent me.
Check him out.
He sent me some Bucky's t-shirts for the whole family.
I love Bucky's. I'm a true proper Texan. Never lived outside of there until I met this guy. So
Wit as well. She sent us a bunch of cool stuff. She sent us graham crackers and all the good stuff, chocolate, everything. We get so much cool stuff.
I've got about beaver nuggets.
Those beaver nuggets, man.
No, didn't get any of those.
I'll send you some. I'll figure out a way.
I never owned a koozie before I started YouTube, and now I have about 10 to 15.
Yeah.
The amount that we have right now, we left Texas and we got rid of 40 and we now have 70. So
it's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
We have a
that's
problem.
crazy. But going back to Wisconsin, they do make the best cheese curds on the planet. I'll tell you that much right now. I would ride to Wisconsin.
There's your other iron butt. How long does it take to get to Wisconsin?
There you go.
Yeah, I think it's about 13 or 1,400 miles. So
there you go. So you could do a bun burner, do the 1,500.
Yeah, as long as I could, I would want to go to Cadott.
Mm-hmm.
I would, maybe during the time of Country Fest, like pull up there. Yeah, there
that's happening. I don't even know. It might be.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I haven't been since 2006, but yeah, Cadott, Wisconsin that's a party right there.
Mm-hmm.
We're headed to Wisconsin on the way back from Sturgis.
Perfect. Then we need to connect.
Yeah, we will be. So once we leave Sturgis, we're going to be like 4 weeks coming home because we've got sponsors up in the Wisconsin area.
Oh, cool.
So, of course, we're going to the motherland, and then we were going over to Michigan to stay at a campground some people invited us to.
Yes,
so we're going to take our time coming back and do a lot of content and all. So we'll be in the Nebraska, Wisconsin, all up through there.
So how many days are you going to be in Sturgis then, Badgers?
So 5 days.
5 days. Okay.
And then we're headed out. We'll head to Nebraska. We got friends and people to see there. And we're meeting a bunch of like YouTubers and stuff all along that trip. So we'll be gone for about 5-6 weeks.
Awesome.
Wow.
It's a good summer.
What a cool trip. Very, very cool trip. Yeah. Bummed I can't partake in that. I got, I'm still wanting to see if I can pull off Ozarks this year as well, depending on what they say their rules and regulations are going to be. I still don't know about that just yet. I know that I'm doing K River in June, and then going to be back, and then to Sturgis in August, and then if we do obviously Ozarks, it's just like 4 weeks after that. So be a busy second half of the year. But I do need to do that bun burner. What I'll do is I'll just have Whit on for another guest on my live stream, and
there you go. She'll encourage you.
Next time I'll have cheese curds on too, so it'll just entice.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, yeah. Seriously,
you like deep fried, beer battered.
Like my mouth just filled with saliva right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be sitting over here with the cheese curds, watching from afar.
And then
I thought about riding up from Texas to Wisconsin just because I really want to go to a Green Bay game. I was like, I don't know, it's too far. But now that we're in New York, I'm like,
it's so close.
I think we could make it.
And I own a piece of Lambeau Field, so I have to go, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I have to go.
Yeah, that was probably the smartest thing that they ever did in Wisconsin was allow ownership, because they've yet to not sell out a game, and that's genius. Whoever brought that into the boardroom,
they're putting their newborn children on the wait list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, 100%. But smart on them, because they've never had to worry about concession sales these are the San Diego problems that we have, right? So we couldn't pay people to go to a game for a long time, but at least we have our Padres. So, and right now they are heading the division. So we're only 4 games in, but whatever, we'll take it. San Diego.
What's so funny is I remember how the Chargers and the Padres were both playing at Jack Murphy. And then the Padres were like, we're going to have Petco Park. And so it was a specific football stadium. Jack Murphy was a football stadium. And then they went to Qualcomm. And then all of a sudden, the Chargers were like, we're going to leave San Diego. And you're like, okay, so what are we going to do with this giant field in the middle of nowhere?
Well, yeah, no, nothing makes me happier than seeing the Spanos family just suffering right now. So when football season comes around, like I'm telling you, I don't hate a lot of things, but the Spanos family, I'm going to throw up there maybe at the top of my list. And
I do hate a lot of things.
I watch Charger games and I feel really bad for the players because I want to see them do well, but when they just still lose, a part of me inside is just very joyful. And I know it's probably bad, but I know that they're losing money, and because they've now invested more money in LA than what the Chargers San Diego originally was going to have them to get a brand new stadium in San Diego with that fan base. So I'm still, if you can tell, I'm still a little upset about them leaving, but
Just a little.
off with them. Off with them. We lost Parker the Coyote.
We're here. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
We can hear you. We
Yeah,
just
okay.
can't see you.
We're just changing out our battery on our camera. It died on us for some
I
strange
gotcha.
reason.
That's why I got the external one. It goes directly into the wall. That mount.
I
We
also
ain't that
made that
fancy.
Well,
It was
this
cheap on Amazon. I think it was less than $20 for less than an actual battery.
Well, I'm less
the
fancy
software
than that.
just
I'm using
allowed
my
us to do
computer.
this.
What's that, Badgers?
I said I'm way less fancy than that. I just use my Mac computer.
I guess.
I promise you,
Yeah.
you don't want us to use our computer.
Yeah, I had some struggles with setting up my web. I finally got it dialed in and I did the same thing. Went on Amazon, got myself a power cord, and don't have to worry about the battery problems no more. Don't deal with the beta software anymore. So far, I mean, we're an hour. This is the longest live stream we have. So congratulations to all of you and for helping us get the longest live stream on here. But we're an hour and 47 minutes. No camera problems. Knock on wood.
Except
now
for twice on our
everything's
end.
just gonna crash.
You have a Nikon one, right? Because I'm using the Canon web one, but every 30 minutes it seems to like restart and connect. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I run a Nikon Z6 for just about everything, and and you know, I've been waiting for Nikon to come out with an actual quality video. Their cameras for video were so god awful terrible for so long until they came out with the Z series, and now, you know, being able to do the 120 frames. And I have nothing against any other brand, and I tell people all the time, your camera should pretty much, you know, choose you when you go and pick them. They're all really good quality these days. So whatever feels good to you, just go with it. You're always going to have Canon people that don't like Nikon people that don't like Canon people. It's kind of like the Callaway TaylorMade golf thing. You know, you're either a Ford or a Chevy guy. You know, it's the same kind of Harley Indian. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing over and over again. But as far as I know, as of right now, and I'm almost thinking about jumping on the opportunity, I think I'm the only MotoVlogger using a Nikon that I've seen.
I don't think that's true, man. I think I remember. Oh wait, you know what? MotoVlogging? Yeah, I think you're right. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. No, so I'm like, hey, Nikon, what's going on here? Hello, how are you? I'll take some. Because Nikon, the Z6 II, their Mark II version is even better than the Z6, and I love the Z6 camera. It's phenomenal. And then they've announced a Z9, which is insane because it's going to be doing 120 frames in 5K. So, and it comes in with 12-bit right out of the camera. So they've really upped their game. I think they were behind for so long and they lost so much product share that they really had to hit one out of the park. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I believe the Z9 is going to be somewhere around $7,000 for the body. $7,000 to $10,000, I think, is where they're at. But I'll be excited to see. But if I, you know, as long as I don't invest in a world record event, then I save myself $2,000.
Yeah, so but you want a world record, man.
I do.
You know what, man? Like, if I'm gonna go one or the other, that world record sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I will say,
I guess
those specs sound great, but when it comes to having my crow's feet literally plastered all over the internet, I'll say nah, brother, nah.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It'd be a tough decision. I mean, if you were a solo world record holder, I could see that. You know what I mean? If you're going to be, you know, if you're dishing out $12,000 for you know, somebody else, I mean, that's a big. Unless you're kind of making, maybe you're the sponsor, that would be kind of cool. I could see that. You know, if you're the sponsor and doing it for the event. But I mean, just think about it. Let's say you were the world's fastest chess player. Are you going to spend $12,000 to be in the world record? Is that what you would have to do?
Well, only if you want an official there. So you can still set the record and turn in everything that it takes. But if you want an official to come there and officiate it and hand you the plaque, That's where the money comes in.
That makes more sense. Okay,
So
I feel
it's
better.
free to set a world record. But if you want one of their official guys to come there and, you know, and be all official about it, that's where the money comes in.
So how do I get that job?
I was just about to
I
say.
think your wife asked the same thing too on the chat before.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, my guidance counselor never told me that I could go make $12,000 to a fish. That was
And
never
no idea
on the
what the
table.
qualifications are for that.
Yeah. Man, I got to have it. That Rancho Bernardo High School, I'm going to have a conversation with them. That's strongly worded. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and call right now. Hour and 51 minutes. Thank you guys for coming by, hanging out. I know next week will be a different adventure. Please be on the lookout for an upcoming video. Like I said, it does have to deal with pretty much everybody in the community. And I'm pretty excited about it. That's all I really can say right now. But hopefully you guys are excited about it as well when you see it. And we'll talk about it once that video gets released. But I greatly appreciate John, Parker the Coyote, and Whiskey Chaser. Thank you so much for coming on and meeting you guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
The
Really, it
Badgers.
was great.
So yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Can I
everybody in the
make
side
one
chat.
more quick plug.
Yes, please go ahead.
On April the 17th, we are doing a live stream. It's going to be like 5 hours. It's a videothon. The whole point of it is we're inviting influencers on for the night. We're raising money to send veterans on the World Record Poker Run for free. So that means their gas, their hotel, and their food for all 8 days are covered from Port Charlotte to Sturgis. So it wasn't my idea. It was the Stevies from the Stevie Foe channel, but they got with me. So we're going to put this together on April 17th, and it's about $1,800 for a veteran to run this. So for every $1,800, we're going to send a veteran for free.
So talk us through it real quick before. I mean, I'll let you plug away on this thing. So how would a MotoVlogger or somebody that's watching this, or maybe the replay, if they want to be a part of that, or during that 5 hours, how does it work? Like, do they just come on and just join?
Basically, just get a hold of me. What we're going to do is we're kind of giving like half an hour spots, but if somebody wants to stay longer, they're welcome to. I haven't decided if I'm going to turn it into a friendly competition to see whose half an hour makes the most or what. We haven't decided that yet. But ultimately, it's, they can bring their fan club over. And the idea is just for us to all get together and raise some money so we can send these guys on the trip for completely free. I mean, a lot of them have, signed that ultimate check, right? That they're willing to give up everything for us. So 100%. This is just our way to go, you know what? You guys can ride for free as much as we can raise.
It's awesome.
We've got some businesses that have already stepped up and said, we're going to sponsor some veterans. So also we're taking nominations. So if you know a veteran, please nominate them. We've got a couple veterans on our crew. They will vet them. Once they're all vetted, we'll do a live drawing, draw names out of the hat, and we will send these veterans for free.
Wow, so cool.
Super cool.
Hey, man, brother. Hey, thank you so much. That's awesome. Let me know if you're going to have a flyer or something like that. I'd love to post it up on all my social media as well to push that out. Do you have something that you can email me?
Well, they're working on it right now, so I would say we'll have it within the next couple days.
Awesome. As soon as it comes out, just let me know. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So good luck. And, again, thank you guys so much. I mean, I didn't realize that this was going to even be kind of a thing tonight, but it was so cool hanging out with all of you. So I'll be looking at the videos. Whit, I got to get caught up on your bag video. I just started a little bit of it, but I want to finish it up. But I will go check out all the videos tonight while I got some downtime. So you guys all ride safe, please. Be safe, and we will catch you guys on the next one.
And if we can help you guys in any way, reach out. We'll be happy to help in any way we can.
Awesome, Badgers. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great night, guys. We're gonna go and move our bikes because alternate side parking sucks.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care.